You're listening to 90.7 FM WKGC, Panama City. You're listening to 90.7 FM WKGC, Panama City.
And there's that theme song again. It must mean it's lunchtime at Tuesday. Hi, I'm Tom Hoots, and you're listening to WKGC FM 90.7 here, and this is Sound Sessions. And we have shall we say, a little shuffling of the studio staff here. I don't know if we're doing it just to torture ourselves or what, but anyway. Truth be told, Angela, our producer, is now engineering today.
Again.
And just
that's the first time.
She is over there mashing buttons like crazy. I don't know. I can still hear myself, so I guess it's okay. And normally the button masher designate is going to be co-hosting today, and she's going to be running the audio mixing, and it's Becca Stark.
Hey.
Are you ready for this?
No.
No. Yes, you are. You're fine. You'll be good. Because if not, I'll throw things at you.
No, wait. The tables, they've turned.
Okay. And our guest today is an old friend of mine, Emily Springsteen. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm fine. I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Well, this should be fun. I'm looking forward to a new song that we're going to play a production version of off your new EP that's out, and probably hear a few of the others done live, including, I hope, at one point or another, my favorite Emily Springsteen song, which is "Dude Lives in the Mangoes."
Mangroves.
Mangroves. Mangoes would be better.
He wouldn't have the mangoes in the mangroves.
Well, doesn't he also eat iguanas?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
Roasted on a spit.
Okay.
In my imagination.
In your imagination, because I think there's actually a line in that song, something about living off the iguanas.
Yes.
Okay, anyway, it's an interesting, paints an interesting picture. I kind of have it somewhere about halfway down to Key West, somewhere, like Key Largo or something.
Probably more than halfway.
Probably more than halfway?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well,
all the way down.
All the way down. Well, you couldn't do that.
Stock Island, anyway.
Okay. Anyway. So, it'll be interesting to see how everybody does, and the true explanation is I can't make next Tuesday. I have something I have to do, and Becca and Angela have volunteered to do some responsibility swapping around, and
for some reason.
Yeah, they'll get through it. I'm sure
Sink or swim.
It is that. It's live radio, so
right.
It's sink or swim.
Won't be here, so
and I won't be.
If we sink, what are you going to do?
He's never going to let us back on the mics again.
Yeah, you guys are never getting a live mic again. Is what that means.
Every time he's gone.
There's no dead air. You have to sing the dead air song. Dead
yeah.
Dead air. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air. Dead air.
Okay, well, that was different anyway. But anyway.
You should feel quite ganged up on.
Really. But anyway. Becca will be hosting the show, and everything else, I'm afraid, falls to Angela, as well as, of course, you all know, at 20 minutes after the hour and 40 minutes after the hour, we have our new part of our show called What's Going On, where Angela attempts to bring everyone up to date on where people are performing.
Yes, all the events happening around town.
So even though you're sitting on the other side of the table, you're still going to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And she's got,
yeah,
I'm
surrounded
surrounded
by...
by...
off hats. I just add hats.
Yeah. And she actually does have a hat on. So, yes, we'll just, next week she'll have two hats on. You could put that one on top of the cowboy hat. That would look good. Okay. Mm-hmm. So anyway, what have you been up to in the last, 2 years since I've seen you? Except in all honesty, I did see you at the Lynn Haven Dog Park with Chief.
That's right. Yes. Chief is listening at home. Hi, Chiefy boy. The first time I met you was right after COVID, or coming out of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And you had a mask on, and then the next time I saw you, I didn't know what you looked like. And then I saw you at the dog park this week, and you had interesting yellow sunglasses on, so it was like the other side of your face. So anyway, it's
you probably
put it all together. But
now that I think about it, you probably had no idea what I looked like. That's okay. Well, that's just as well.
Yeah, well, you could restrain your or contain your facial expressions under those masks we used to have to wear. But anyway, we're past that. So I moved away, and went to Michigan, where I'm originally from. I was up in the Mackinac area. And I ended up recording an EP up there at a place in Mackinac County, just across the bridge from the Lower Peninsula to the Upper Peninsula. The company's Northern Tracks Recording Company. And it's my first full production recording, or album, I should say. It's a 5-song EP. The first 4 songs are original. I wasn't trying to fit any formulas. I was just being myself. I already am blessed with a full-time music career, so I just want to have something original on the table and available for people to listen to. And it was my first winter in quite a few years where there's actually snow. Well, take away last winter here, but you know. So anyway, I released this album, or EP. It's called Groovy God. Last year, and be playing some songs off of that today. And I moved back to this area, to Panama City, about 1.5 years ago. And I've been doing the grunt work of breaking into a music scene, which is like, whoa.
We talk about this quite a bit. The music scene has changed unbelievably. I moved here in 1980, and there was like 2 places that did live music. One did country, one did Jimmy Buffett, and that was it, basically. And now there's, everywhere you go, there is an opportunity to meet and listen to a live performer. I mean, it's, there's dozens of places, and there's so many places playing live music right now that Angela's spot in the show, What's Going On, we do it at 2 different times because I'm afraid that would just be too much talking for her at one break. No, it's great down here. Glad you're back.
Thank you.
And I guess when I first saw you coming back, you were doing a lot of shows at the winery.
Yes, I'm there every Monday from 4:30 to 7:30. My full schedule is at emilyspringsteen.com, but I'm there every week, with the exception of once in a blue moon I go out of town, which is the end of September I'll be out, but I'll be coming back. And play the winery. I play at do you want me to do my whole schedule? I have
well, you might as well. And hopefully I don't know that you've been sending Angela your schedule.
No, she doesn't have it yet.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about where you're playing, and then we'll talk about how it is to play at those places.
Okay. So this week, tomorrow I am at Triple J in the evening, 6 to 9 o'clock. And every Friday now I'm at Tides at the Blue Green Bayside Resort. That's Bay Point by the golf course.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so that's 5 to 8, so I'm at that Blue Green every Friday. This week, Saturday, I'm a history class. I play there quite often there. Looking ahead, I will be at Pineapple Willie's on Labor Day weekend on a Sunday evening of Labor Day, 6 to 9. Labor Day proper is a Monday, so I'll be at the winery again, Duplin Winery. I will be in November at that Panama City Songwriters Festival, so I had the opportunity to play last year, and I've been included in the lineup to come back again. This year, you do need a ticket for the local spotlight, which last year they didn't. So it's kind of like a necessary burden to make sure the crowds don't get so... these songwriters festivals, when I used to live in Key West, and I just kind of quit going to the big, huge BMI songwriters festival that they had down there because the crowds were they were just ridiculous. And then some of the pricing for some of these songwriters festivals gets to be unachievable for people. But the one here, I understand, is $50 in November. That's November 7th and 8th. So I'll be playing one of those evenings, the local spotlight. And the venues to be determined, or to be announced, I should say.
Yeah, we're going to try to keep up on that. And make sure that we're able to get what the venues your favorite artists are going to be at least the ones that we know. And
it's a couple of months out, but I wanted to throw that in because this is a songwriter feature today. So, Yep.
Yeah, it's. I thought when I started this, how long ago did I start this?
Back in like March or April.
Okay.
So it's been a bit.
Yeah, I thought, well, maybe once or twice a month I could find somebody who could come in here and do a live show. We haven't done a pre-recorded music show yet. And we're scheduled out, we always schedule out 2-3 weeks in advance, so it's going to be a while before you just hear anything here that's just played off the machine, because we've managed to have somebody come in and play. Sometimes it's 2 songs, sometimes it's all for the whole hour, but we've always managed to find something. There's so many people out there, so many people. It's all very diverse. It's a lot of fun. This is a fun job.
Yeah, I bet, because you get to meet them all.
I get to meet them all, yes, I do. So it's just a really fun job, and there's some great places now, and going to be some more. Roberts Hall is a great place to go and play, because if you really want to hear, I don't know if you're playing there ever, but if you ever wanted to hear Emily, and she was at Roberts Hall, that's what you do there. You listen to music. And so it's a great place to go. It's not, you don't go there to drink or to eat dinner or anything. You go there, it's simply a venue for listening to music. And I think maybe by the end of the year, we might see the return of the Ghetto Palace, which would be absolutely fantastic.
I keep hearing about this place.
Yeah, it's not hard to spot, because I think that the old sidewalk is gone, but they're going to put in a new sidewalk, and it will look like a piano keyboard again.
Awesome.
So Crook and Vicki Stewart are working on that, and it's about half again bigger than it used to be. It's, unless they're doing fundraisers, it's for the most part always free, and you get some great music in there. Sometimes you get collaborations between people that you don't normally see. It's at that place. It's definitely all about the music. So I'm urging Crook along, hoping he gets that place open, because it is just a fun place to go.
They seem like fun people. They
are. Here on Mic 4, we have been joined by the keeper of the keys, Steve Youngblood, our radio engineer, who on occasion
Snuck on in.
He just sneaks in.
I went to come through the back door. I didn't know if he noticed me.
No, of course I noticed you. I mean,
you.
You're not very stealthy. We're not renting you out to the Air Force as something stealthy, that's for sure. Okay, well, how about giving us a song?
Okay. Well, since you mentioned it, I think I'll go ahead and open it with
my favorite?
Your favorite? Yeah.
Wow.
This is a result of living in the Florida Keys for a long time. If you stay on an island long enough, strange things happen to your brain. This is the dude. This is the Dude in the Mangroves. Can I get some more guitar, please? He's a dude in the mangrove. He's a dude in the mangrove. A dude in the mangrove. Where he sleeps is a secret. Strung a hammock by the nest of an egret. He's eating sea grapes and mango. He's a dude in the mangrove. He gets sick of society. You see, he lives it voluntarily. He got a PhD from Harvard. Then he jumped a ship off the larboard. He swam across from the Bahamas. And now he lives off iguana. He doesn't mind the mosquitoes. He's a dude in the mangrove. He's got a tattoo of Django. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Trained in the tango.
Ba-da-da-da-da. He never pays taxes. Oh, he just sits and relaxes. But in a tropical cyclone, he swims out to sea past the storm cone. He made a choice, it's what he did. He prefers a life that's off the grid. He only comes to town for marzipan. Some folks mistake him for Tarzan. Some people call him Riff Raff. That just makes the dude laugh. He's making friends with small and oldies. Well, he sings golden oldies, so groovy now. People are finally getting together, I think it's wonderful how. People are finally getting together, I think it's so groovy now. People are finally getting together, I think it's wonderful how. People are finally getting together. The dude in the mangrove, he been dancing in the rainbow. He doesn't need a bankroll. Can't you see how his skin glows? See how his spirit hopes, passing time singing Yodo. Oh, he could use a couple Mentos. He's a dude in the mangrove. Oh, he's a dude in the mangrove. You see, he goes where the wind blows. God bless the dude in the mangrove. No telling where he's going.
All right.
Thank you. So it's like an homage to off-grid living.
Yes.
A celebration of not needing, the things that we think we all need.
Yeah. Stephen, I think you might have found a new cut for
I
your
know,
radio
sir.
show.
If you got that, I can put that on Trop Rock.
Oh, for sure.
You say you're from like Key West. Do you know the sound man from Hell down there? And
I do.
You know Howard and I'm thinking Dan Hoy. I was looking through my friends list, Danny, and I'm trying to think her partner, whatever friend. You know who I'm talking about? Chris Ream. Yeah. See, we stomp a lot of the same grounds.
There you go.
CD.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
we'll have you on Trop Rock here very shortly.
Well, wonderful.
Yes.
And just while we're talking about Trop Rock.
Yeah, Trop Rock. You got to get used to twisting it that way.
Okay. Anyway, when might I listen to that?
It's every Sunday, 5 to 9. And, of course, the last hour, we go reggae. We just kill back and pour us a nice, strong drink.
That's
and we
favorite.
listen to all reggae. Some old Peter Tosh and some good stuff and then some new stuff. But more of the old stuff because I think I like the older artists better. I like the Peter Tosh and that.
Yeah. Well,
and don't forget, now we're speaking of Trop Rock, Apalachicola, not this weekend. Next weekend is Labor Day.
Yes.
Starts on the 29th. The Forgotten Coast.
Oh, that's right.
Parrot Head is hosting a Jimmy Buffett all weekend long. It's free for everybody. We're playing over there in Carabel at the Lighthouse on Saturday, I think around 5, and then we're playing over at Mangrove Mike's around 5 on Sunday. We're going to be over there 2 days. Todd Sparks is going to be over there all 3 days, the 29th, the 30th, and 31st. So is Gene Mitchell and a bunch of other folks. I mean, there's people, and Dale Suggs, another one of our Trop Rockers from Tallahassee.
That's just going to be old home week for you, isn't it?
It's artists left and right, and all the proceeds go to benefit buying band uniforms and helping the band in Apalachicola and the Franklin County. They don't have any money in their band. Sports get all the money. Music gets no money. So anybody wants to give, you don't have to, but most people do over that. Yeah. They always give nice 100 good Ben Franklins. Drop them in there because it's going to a good cause.
Take your dead presidents over on Memorial Day and donate them to a good cause.
It's going to the Franklin School program for the band. Mm-hmm. So everybody come out and enjoy.
Okay. I think my producer's beginning to glare at me. It must be about that time, isn't it, Angela?
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay, so we're going to take a brief break here, and when we get back, Angela's going to give us the 911 on what's going on.
On this Old House Radio Hour, what if your library let you borrow a power drill instead of a paperback? We head to the Los Angeles County Library to find out.
We have over 110 different tools you could borrow. Power tools, hand tools, things for bike repair.
Plus, Ross Trethewey helps us decode the surprisingly tricky task of buying a new air conditioner. That's this week on This Old House Radio Hour. Here at Wednesdays at noon on 90.7 FM, WKGC, Panama City.
The Smithsonian is coming to town. The Bay County History Museum needs your help for an upcoming exhibit that is all about food and the tools used to prepare it. We are seeking antique kitchen items to display in the collection. We'd also love to record the story behind your kitchen keepsake as part of the exhibit. If you have any old kitchen artifacts or any questions, contact us today. Visit our website at baycohistory.org for more information.
Welcome back to Sound Sessions. I am your favorite auntie with What's Going On. Now, of course, as the song says, we are going to get right into what's happening this week in live entertainment. Now, tonight, Scratch 2020 is The Dive. Sean Brewer is live at Buster's Beer and Bait. And Jay Gurley takes the stage at Alibi Beach Lounge. Plus, it's House of Henry's open mic and musicians social from 7 to 9. Now, on Wednesday, August 20th, we have Gene Mitchell at Runaway Island. Charlie Seeger joins Nichols and Meadows at Alibi Beach Lounge. And there are open mics happening all around. We've got Papa Joe's Bayside, Thistle and Thorn, and St. Andy's Sports Club. Now, make sure you don't miss the Ukes of St. Andrews bringing the sounds to Mosey's downtown, and the sound stage at local Steamer's Seafood Market will have live music from 6 to 9 p.m. Now, rolling into Thursday, August 21st, you've got Jay Gurley and Frank Fletcher at Alibi, another Jay Gurley set at Buster's, and Mitch Pearson playing Neon's Bar 72. Now, there we have it. There's plenty of choices to keep your midweek moving along smoothly.
Well, there certainly is a lot of choices. Unfortunately, until I get my 2 or 3 clones back, I'm not going to be able to get to all of them.
Did you loan them out again?
Yeah, well, no, I rented them out. I needed a little more income, so I just rented the clones out. I hope that was all right. But,
clone loan.
I don't remember approving this.
You don't remember approving a clone loan, huh? Okay, well.
I'm looking for my clone still.
Yeah, I've got to get Steve cloned. I got to get that started. We keep Steven entirely too busy, that's for sure, between
keep one
running a radio
in the house and one here and one there.
Yeah. He's remodeling, so we need a clone just for the remodel.
Amen.
I don't know where we're getting the money for clones in the show budget.
Well, we might have to do
it's an experimental fund.
Can we refund?
It's an experimental fund.
Can we experimentally refund that to my paycheck?
You could apply for a clone loan.
I just want to remind you, you're a volunteer here. You don't get a paycheck. You get paid exactly what I get paid. So anyway, we're going to go back. We're going to.
How do you interloan a clone?
I'm
sorry, I didn't mean to throw it.
It's a great question. Hey, Tom, how do you interloan a clone?
Go to the library.
I knew it.
And you have to go to a distant library and ask them to have the clone shipped to the local library. That would be an inter-library clone loan.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Anyways.
No, wait a minute. Steve's starting to growl. We need to go on with the music.
Yeah, I was in jury duty yesterday, and y'all are getting too deep. Y'all sound like lawyers now. I'm waiting for your law degree to come off the wall.
Okay.
Speaking of jury duty, I got called to jury duty in Key West when I was playing a wedding up in Michigan a couple years ago. And I'm like, of all the jury duties to miss, I was really bummed out because Key West jury duty's got to be really interesting. I lived in Key West when one of the Backstreet Boys got arrested on Front Street. All right, go on.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave that.
Oh, there you go.
I actually have a question real quick. Were you doing because you talked about you lived here around like 2027 and you left for Michigan for a couple years and then you came back. Were you doing a lot of like shows and stuff before you left? What would you say has been the big difference in the music scene between then and now in like the past 5 years?
Before I left, okay, the big difference was COVID-19 shut everything down.
Right.
6 months. So I'm from Michigan. I lived in Key West for 7 years. I worked on tall ships. Then I found my way into music. I had a real job with my college degree for like 5 seconds, and I was like, no. Anyway, and then I moved here, and then 6 months later, COVID hit. So I really didn't break into the music scene. And I was, forlorn, to be honest with you.
Windjammer?
No, I worked on...
Oh, you worked on the black, what's it called, the other fleet, the tall ships.
I worked on Appledore ships, not the one that sits down in Key West, but Appledore 4 and Appledore 5 for the most part.
I remember when you were here, you were just beginning to kind of get into the scene, and you were lamenting the fact that, well, there's just nothing to do. Not that there would have been much more in Michigan, but...
Yeah, during COVID, right?
During COVID, yeah. That was a tough time for everybody, and I'm so glad that the local music scene is recovering.
Me too.
And it's come roaring back.
It made us 1,000 times better because we just locked ourselves in the band house.
In practice.
And it's kind of like that Beach Boys thing where we beat each other in the head till we'd get a song and we'd make it our own. And when we started, man, we couldn't even play it at all. But, you'd be surprised after 5 or 6 hours every day beating each other in the head how well you can get it.
It might sound better after
Yeah,
that.
it really did. And then you got to where you knew exactly where the other guy was going to mess up, and everything just got good.
Can you tell us a little more about the process, like coming back after years later, what the process has been like getting back into the music scene? What were the steps for you? Yeah.
Well, it's been tough, to be honest with you, because I lived in Key West and started playing music there just because it was easy to do there, because there are so many gigs there, and it's a small island, a small community. And then I did that for 6 or 7 years, give or take, there, and then was here, and then, like I said, COVID happened, so basically that was just a COVID era here. And then going to Michigan, I am blessed with family up there that gig. My cousins Will and Pat Springsteen both gigged up there. And they got me hooked up with all the gigs. Then moving back here, I did not have that hookup, so I had to hit the ground running. So I was just knocking on doors at restaurants and giving out press kits and trying to network with other musicians, and also just not knowing where I belong and where I fit, because I don't know what I stylistically am. I'm all over the place. I just play.
Yeah. Now, if somebody did want to, hopefully somebody's listening to us right now, if they did want to get hold of you to play at their establishment, how would they do that?
Go to emilyspringsteen.com, and my phone number is on there, but I can tell you what it is, 517-331-0888. But Gueco that you mentioned there, he told me that no one's going to remember a phone number on the air, so go to emilyspringsteen.com and shoot me an email or give me a call. I do have a Facebook, Emily Springsteen Music, but Facebook's a little two-faced as far as like who they give their messages to and who they conceal them from for 8 months or something. But yeah, emilyspringsteen.com.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
I deleted all social media.
Oh gosh.
I pretty much don't exist anymore.
Well,
I wondered, you're looking very transparent.
Yeah, I do. Actually, I'm happier. I play my guitar more, and I don't spend my time. I lose my phone all the time because I just forget where I put it because I don't use it anymore.
You gotta put glow-in-the-dark tape on it, or like.
No, find my guitar in the corner,
That's better.
and I'm much happier. He'll tell you, I'm a much happier person.
The guitar's not tracking your data.
Well, and the other thing is, he is just, if you want to see Steve happy, hand him a guitar, and he can go from full cranky to full happy in 30 seconds if you give him a guitar.
Yeah, I'm an addict.
And if you can give him a guitar and let him watch a fishing pole that's the other end's in the water, I mean, that's it. That's in. Good luck at getting him.
Throw me on an island somewhere. I don't need nothing but a guitar and a fishing pole.
Sounds like you ought to name an album that, but that's name of his album.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, how about another song? Or do you want to do the pre-recorded one?
I do want to do that one. Yeah,
I liked it. I really did.
Cool.
So I liked it, and we've been talking about social media and the fact Steve's not on it, and I think that's a decent segue into Google Prayer.
The Google Prayer.
Our files, which art in the Google Drive, shallow be thy name. Thy Kindle come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in Google. Give us this day our daily distractions, and forgive us our online purchases as we forgive customer service representatives. And lead us not into PlayStation, but deliver us from junk mail. For thine is the kilobyte, the power and the power core, forever and ever. A drive. I walk the dog. Got a microchip. Please listen carefully as their options have recently changed. What was your first concert?
Cyndi Lauper.
What was the make and model of your first waffle iron?
Huh? Westinghouse. No, JCPenney.
What's your second worst pet peeve?
Security question.
Never put your social security number on the internet.
Log in with your thumb drive. Everybody's doing it. Just go to your settings.
What?
Go to your settings and turn off notifications.
The Amazon truck is stopped in the driveway. I don't want to talk to anybody.
Hand me a butter knife. I'll tell babies wound up in the tape secondhand.
Please select each of the images containing potholes. What was your paternal grandfather's first pet's middle name?
Are you using voice detect?
Who was your favorite Beatle? Hey Siri, are you serious? What is your most loyal imaginary friend? Transferring to Uber, is that correct? Where were you when Elvis left the building? System updating. Stop to unsubscribe.
Are you still there?
Stop to unsubscribe.
Hello?
Stop to unsubscribe. Our files, which are in the Google Drive, shall be thy name. Thy Kindle come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in Google. Just Google it. Give us this day a daily distraction. Where's my phone? Forgive us our online purchases and repeat as we forget customer service representatives. What was that? And lead us not biometric data into the PlayStation. Have your kids ever heard of a basketball? Junk man. For thine is the kilobyte, the power and the power core, forever and ever. A drive. What is your favorite band holiday? Which ingredient are you most likely to pick off your pizza? Yes, I'd like to order a paddle for my streaming service. My Roku is broken.
Why is plastic in the furniture?
Is your older brother cousin's second favorite mother? Please be kind. Rewind.
I guess we're applauding the Studio U there. That's a different, very different. Is that definitely? We can tell you were in Key West for a while.
I was in Key West for a while. Recorded that in Michigan at Chris Kalea's studio, Northern Tracks Recording Company up there. And that was a perfect example of I had some other stuff that I brought to the studio, but I went in there and I was like, Chris, I have these lyrics. I don't know what to do with them. He's like, open up a track, open up a track, open up a track, open up a track. And it was winter, and I didn't have to go,
No gigging?
Yeah, it was real cold, so I wasn't going outside.
I literally saw a mosquito fly over a humongous snowbank up there, so that's Michigan for you. But anyway, that was experimental, to say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes you wonder if you're going to be able to recover from the breakdown in the middle there. But, she's never going to drag this back to where it belongs. But you guys did.
It's from drinking that Key West water.
It's the Key West water.
Yeah, Chris Rem's got that thing too, and Jack Mosley had that thing Aliens when the aliens landed in Key West.
Are you talking about like in the Independence Day when the Coast Guard and the aliens have their little
with the real aliens from outer space landed and thought, wow, we're going back. The lyrics first came to me when I was in the Florida Keys for that, and of course this is an intentional spoof. God has a sense of humor, right? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. That is the whole Lord's Prayer is listed out in the CD booklet. Okay, so my prayer was this funny little ha 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 will make people interested and be like, well, what is that? Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, which is scripture or whatever. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Not junk mail, but whatever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. So that's what Jesus recommended to his followers that they pray. But I was out walking the dogs in the Florida Keys on this like thatch palm 2-track, which is where the dude in the mangrove lives, by the way. And I like talk to myself. I start praying right ever, because I'm walking, right? And I look up and I look at the blimp that hovers over the Florida Keys. That's, keeping tabs on things. I start praying to the blimp, and I was like, wait a second, that's not God. I was like, that's Big Brother, and that's the cloud, and that's where my files are saved. And this is. I was like, that's the Google Drive. And anyway, then it was like I was just walking, and it was just like, our files, which are in the Google Drive, shall be thy name. Anyway, that's where that came from.
Well,
can you still not log in?
I can never log in.
Okay. I just thought we'd get an update on that.
Thank you for caring.
Yeah, about the where she logs in. Okay. Yeah, I know how she feels.
Oh, boy.
Well, anyway, Steve, that's why you deleted your everything.
Yeah, I mean, people called me. People get so violent on social media.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it used to not be. Like, me and Tom are on different sides of the rainbow, and we still can have a beer at the end of the day and pat each other on the back. Why can't people be like that online?
Yeah, people get... I think this is a key point in much of what is important to me in conveying... I used to be really like an activist in various causes that I believed in politically, environmentally, just in my own thing. I wasn't like very organized. I was just like, hey, I'm going to protest Monsanto today. I guess I'll make a poster and march by myself because I didn't organize it ahead of time. But I meant to. But when I first moved here to Panama City, it was really like a spiritual move for me. I felt drawn to move here. I got joined up with Tribe Church in Panama City. It used to be the Rockaway County. Yep. And it has been so life-changing, even just since I met you, Tom. Just my shift in the world has like gotten so disgruntled, and now my perspective is such that I see a spiritual veil where this is all part of greater design, and teaching from my worship group has just been emphasizing that we don't get lost in that we be the light, that I am the light of the world, that we shine, and that we shine heaven through. So in the Lord's Prayer, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Not that we would die and aspire, this is my view, okay? Not that we would die and aspire to fly off to heaven after we die, but that we would bring heaven here to earth, and that we would be the lights that shine through. Yeah, you want to say something?
I do actually have a question, because I remember around 2020, because you're talking about activism, you have a song about fracking, right?
It was about seismic blasting.
Seismic blasting.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was it was kind of a tricky thing because I wrote that during the total COVID lockdown where everyone was stuck inside, and I was like grumpy, and like everyone was grumpy and like so that was kind of like I guess I'm gonna make that akin to like a growing teenager who is like I was kind of like working out. I think it's important, but I kind of backed off of that because I really do not want to be involved in being politically divisive.
That's fair.
Because the whole point of what I'm trying to say right now is that for me, my answer used to be in politics, and now I put my answer in kingdom, God's kingdom. Yeah.
Do you think that's ever a song you're going to revisit at some point in the future?
It depends on the circumstances, and if it got in the right hands for somebody that could do something effective with it. I just want to state that my goal is not to point fingers, and I did a little bit of I did quite a bit of finger pointing in that song, but I think that song is important because it was highlighting that there's stuff going on that are really torturing. In this particular song, talking about marine life, that they go underwater and they light off bombs to find oil, you know, and we don't know that because we're not down there and we're not using what the dolphins use,
echolocation.
Yeah. So like
you don't use echolocation to find publics, but that's sort of in their own world. That's what they're doing.
So when I went to the studio in Michigan, the engineer there was a good coach for me in the sense that like he was kind of like pulling things out of me, and I would bounce ideas off him, and he's like, okay, so just he had an elegant way of saying this, but like what you're doing in the Google prayer is funny. You know, you don't want to get off into a tangent where you're talking about how you're mad that State Farm Auto Insurance in Michigan offered me 50% off if I let them track me.
Ooh.
We got to keep this stuff in check, and I think I want to point out in that song, the Google Prayer, there's a part where it's like, everybody's doing it. Just because everybody's doing it does not mean we should do it. We need to be grounded in ourselves and not rebellious out of contrarianness, that's not a word, but not rebellious for rebelliousness' sake, but just, I was taught, like, don't jump off the bridge just because Polly Sue jumped off the bridge.
Yeah. You know, we're going to have to jump off a bridge here, and that is Angela, although she's engineering, is still producing, and I'm starting to get those glances from her that says, yeah, we got to go to break.
Emily's talking too much. Shine your light.
I would never say that.
What is life like when you have hearing loss but no one can tell? For poet Raymond Antrobus, it's like living in two distinct worlds.
So I've learned how to navigate sound in this particular way. And it's, you know, a lot of that is a kind of invisible labor.
I'm Mary Louise Kelly, my conversation with Antrobus on his new memoir, The Quiet Ear, on All Things Considered from NPR News.
Weekdays at 3 p.m. on WKGC.
Everything, it seems, and I do mean everything, is on the table for Trump administration budget cuts.
When you're dealing with people who have critical medical needs, who don't have access to the physician whom they need to see, the hospital they need to go to, that's where the Essential Air Service provides a critical fulfillment.
I'm Kai Rizdal. This is the last and final boarding call. Next time on Marketplace.
Weekdays at 5 p.m. on WKGC.
We are back with the weekend vibes across Panama City. Now on Friday, August 22nd, Gene Mitchell plays Runaway Island, Leanna Carter is at House of Henry, and String Theory sets up at Neon's Bar 72. And you can also catch Lenny Jennings at Margaritaville, Ashley Morgan at The Dive, and Nicole Rain at Buster's. Now, you definitely do not want to miss the folk show at Roberts Hall featuring Possum Blonde, Catherine Roberts, and Keyboard Ray at 7 p.m. Plus, Loud Ass Country Band will be rocking Mosey's downtown at 8. Now, on Saturday, August 23rd, Gene Mitchell will be back at Runaway Island. Saludo would be at Alibi, Velvet Gypsy at Buster's, and John White Late Night at House of Henry's. Now you can also catch Red Sky River's full band at Papa Joe's, Will and Lindsley at Atlier and Company, Ashley Morgan Acoustic Duo in Port St. Joe, and Stevie Monsey at Neon's Bar 72. Now wrapping the week up on Sunday, August 24th, we've got Kendrick Spirits at Alibi Beach Lounge. Joey Double is at Margaritaville. And there are open jams and open mics happening at Little Village and Mosey's Downtown. We've got Brittany Sloan with Aiden at Buster's in the afternoon. And Frank Fletcher will close it out there later that evening. Now remember, if you are a local artist or band and want your event featured on Sound Sessions, or even perform live right here on the radio in our studio, we love to share your sound with the entire Emerald Coast. Now you can send your show info to soundsessions907@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram at soundsessions907 and Facebook at Sound Sessions. Now be sure to catch past performances anytime on YouTube just by searching WKGC Sound Sessions 907.
Alrighty, and we're back here with Sound Sessions. Tom told me to take it over after this. I do actually have another.
No, that's a song. That's a very definitely a folk singer thing. If somebody says take it, you have to take it, don't you?
Well, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And while we're on topic, I do have one more event because Whiskey Kate sent me a couple things, and I forgot to send them to you, and I'm so sorry. Okay. August 23rd, she's also doing her full show at Thistle and Thorn from 7 to 9, and she's got a couple other events like later on next week, so I'll get that to you. Okay. Y'all don't get to hear about it right now. It's a surprise. Sorry, Kate. Anyways, but we're here with Emily Springsteen. Do you have any more songs for us?
I do have a song that I have not yet recorded that I was hoping to get to today.
You can tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So this is called Sometimes Right is Wrong. I had a couple friends in the same day when I was living up in Michigan. Both basically said Sometimes Right is Wrong to me in the same day. And I was like, that's supposed to be a song. That's a cue. Okay, hit it, take it, right?
Take it.
I'll play the song, and then I want to say a few things about it afterwards if there's time, and here we go.
Sometimes right is wrong. Sometimes wrong is right. Sometimes right is wrong. Sometimes wrong is right. Hey Martha, stop all the busy work and get your rest on the beach in a hammock where the vision comes best. Tune your higher frequency to still your thoughts. Find your release from the shoulds and the oughts. Sometimes right is wrong. Sometimes wrong is right. Sometimes right is wrong. Forget the technicalities and get the job done. Sometimes wrong is right. The world's a dichotomy, a dark and light. The tongue has the power of the rudder of a ship. Filter your words before you let them slip. You might know better, but the kids are grown. The best teachers are the stumbles. Don't do it for them. Sometimes right is wrong. Sometimes wrong is right. Sometimes right is wrong. Like staying together for the kids too long. Sometimes wrong is right. Sometimes you gotta just stop the fight. Jesus showed mercy, condemned religion. His example was compassion for the human condition. If you stick to the rules and never show heart, rigid old skins only tear us all apart. They only tear us all apart. Look at the big picture, the greater scheme, and then start your morning with some ice cream. To the fallacy where rules don't apply. What's the end result of your little white life? Sometimes right is wrong. Sometimes wrong is right. Don't let the catch-22 get you. Sometimes wrong is right. Like when the muse makes music till the dawn turns bright.
Thank you.
And indeed, sometimes wrong is right.
Yeah.
And I think you have to look no further than, well, anywhere to see that. It's like, why didn't somebody write that song before? It's so painfully obvious.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And I guess if we'd all believe it, we'd scrap less with one another, too.
And that comes in with the, just check in with yourself and your inner peace in order to discern what you need to discern,
Was there like a specific incident that inspired the song, or just a general?
So I was working up in Paradise, Michigan, by the shores of Gitche-Gumee, Lake Superior, at this restaurant called the Goat Locker. They have goats. And these great people, Jack and Renee, own this place. They used to run dive trips out of Fort Lauderdale, and now they're way up in the UP, Upper Michigan. I went there, and Jack, the owner, he was telling me about how somebody was trying to put up this structure to keep the rain out and everything off their porch on their restaurant. And he's like, I got to take it down in 2 weeks for snow. And he's like, the guy's trying to, get it perfect. And he's like, just get it done. And then he goes, sometimes right is wrong. And he looked at me, he goes, that should be a song. And then I went back to the cabin where I was staying, and my friend said to me in conversation, he goes, sometimes right is wrong. And it's some derivative really close to that. And I was like, okay, let's sit down, we're going to write this song. So made all these lists of like when right is wrong and wrong is right, and then, try to make them rhyme. So that's how that happened.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
When you play at that bar, do you have to play Edmund Fitzgerald every time you appear?
I mean, they don't tell me to, but, if you want people to...
Yeah, okay. I just wondered. I mean, there's
it's like Margaritaville here.
Exactly, I was about to say, isn't this a little bit like Margaritaville in Florida? Yeah,
when
you just have to play...
Rome.
Yes, you have to play Edmund Fitzgerald up there.
Goes on.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's right there at Whitefish Point, right.
Yes, I know.
By.
I mean,
So I wanted to point out that in that song, Sometimes Right is Wrong, there are, I think, 4 different scriptures from the Bible that I referenced. The first one was, hey, Martha, stop all the busy work and catch a rest. That's when Martha and Mary were sisters in the book of Luke, and Martha was complaining to Jesus that she was doing all the work, and her sister Mary was sitting down listening to Jesus, and Jesus essentially said, Martha, you need to sit, I'm paraphrasing, he said, you need to catch a rest here and listen to, be with me, and that's where that spoke to me in my life. And
I would love to get one more song in.
Yeah.
But we're running frightfully low on time, so.
Okay. The one more scripture I want to reference there. The tongue has the power of the rudder of a ship. Filter your words before you let them slip. That was a lyric in that last song. That comes from the book of James. That's Jesus' brother. And when I first read that, the passage that's referencing in James 3, it really checked me that our tongue, what we speak, what we put on the airways, what we speak in conversation, our tongue is very, very powerful in that we have the influence over people. Okay, how much time? Maybe a short song or?
Well, we have about 5 minutes left, I guess.
Okay,
4.5.
So I could do I'm going to do the cover, the title track of my EP called Groovy God. And this one was a product of the COVID lockdown. We got flooded out of our rental house during COVID and ended up in Calypso on the 17th floor, and I was looking out at the ocean, and Groovy God came out of that.
I prayed, then you healed me. I had lifelong prayers from my grandpa Jim. He showed me the recipe for pork and peaches, flooded her house so we could live at the beach. The birds of the air don't so worry, but they find the food and a place to sleep. The younger me never thought I'd say this, but the scientist inside me is making sense that Jesus in tactile form, he's your miracle teacher. Quantum physics means human nature. Try to live the teachings independently. Praise the Lord in grand assembly. Your obvious responses when I play out loud show this relationship is personal. I don't follow the crowd. Feel aligned with you as an earthy hippie when you open my mind. It was holy trippy. I was only born when I gave you credit. Those past dark decades I would not edit. They gave me perspective and they made me strong. All who relate can now sing along. You're so groovy, guy, and I'm blissing out. 'Cause peace and love is really what you're all about. You're so groovy, guy, and I'm blissing out. 'Cause peace and love is really what you're all about. I'm a flower child, dig the beatnik beat. Organic granola is a favorite treat. Lean to the left, I listen to the right, and then you lifted me out of the political fight. When I move to the music, feel the spirit rush. Wish I had a veggie band like Willie Nelson's bust. My festival blanket's got the tie-dye swirl. Used to deny your Lord, but I'm your girl. You're so groovy, guy, and I'm blissing out. 'Cause peace and love is really what you're all about. You're so groovy, guy. Sometimes I meditate. If I could ever stop my mind, breathing you are great. Though I read kinda slow, I'm an educated hippie. Feel my imagination on Huck and Pippi, but the Babylon songs got me digging deeper. Keep moving along like Virginia Creeper was the soul of reggae. Baited me in, I started reading your word. Wanna know what they were saying, absorbing your scripture. Got a lot to go, but a feast on your language, so I'm taking it slow. Knowledge of God spans across the nation. One human family, many revelations. There's common ground in the ancient text. Get into the stories, wanna know what's next. You're so groovy, guy, and I'm blissing out. 'Cause peace and love is really what you're all about. You're so groovy, guy. Yeah, you got a clever wit and what to keep inside. Oh, I know you're hip to it. You're so groovy, guy. Fa la 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 la, 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 fa la 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 la. Fa la la la, fa la la la.
That was great, and I want to thank you for taking time out of your day. I mean, I realize you're not under quarantine anymore, so you might have had other things to do. And thank Chief for sharing you with us for the day, because I know he's home missing you. Yes. And I hope to see him at the Lynn Haven Canine Recreational Facility again soon.
That sounds a little
well, no, we can't say dog. We cannot say dog park, because if we say dog park, the dog freaks out because she thinks she's going to the dog park.
I'm going to have to take him to the dog park now because he's listening at home. My dog is listening, and he heard his name.
You can thank me later, Chief. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for also joining us for this little lunch break here on Sound Sessions, and hope everybody gets back and supports my coworkers here next Tuesday as they get along without me. They'll probably do better without me than with me, but...
We'll need all the support we can get.
Well, I know, but that still doesn't mean you guys are going to do better without me than you do with me, because at least I'm not, really in the way. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in today, and please tune in again next week here for Sound Sessions on WKGC FM 90.7. And I ended that about 10 seconds too soon, didn't I?
Groovy God EP, find it on Spotify on
there you
Emily
go.
Springsteen.
There you go.
EmilySpringsteen.com.
Emily will fill it up here as I come to the end of the show.
You're listening to